Okay, everybody, got to break it down to you like this. Baseball season is a month old. There's only one way to get all the facts, all the insight, all the predictions that you're going to need to help you ride along for the rest of the season. That is our man, the Maverick man, Mr. Rod Parker. Thanks for being with us, sir. How's it going?
It's going well, Khalil. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. And look, there's only one way you can talk about baseball: enjoying a nice and refreshing beer donated to us pleasantly by the gentleman over at Bozy Brothers. Go check out Bozy Brothers. Fantastic brew. I think we're having the Duke City Lager right now.
It's delicious.
Absolutely. It's
Thank
good.
you, guys.
All right. Yes.
Can't
good.
talk baseball without beer.
Can't. We're going to talk baseball. Okay. The season has started. What are your general takes on the season so far, Matt?
Well, I see it as kind of the early rounds of a heavyweight fight. Teams sizing each other up. Players getting their stride on, getting their punches in. Pretty much, it's everyone hovering around 500 time of the year.
Okay.
And then sooner or later, teams will start making runs. The key to it is really to win a series. It's about winning series, you know. And the more series you can win, obviously, the more you can accumulate in your win record and then proceed into the playoffs.
Okay, so speaking of a series win, looks like the Red Sox just swept the Yankees last week.
Yes,
How do you feel about that?
I feel good about that. It's early.
Yeah.
And an early season sweep, although enjoyable, especially with the Yankees, you know, is something that to be taken with, you know, a grain of salt, because the Yankees will be there in the end. And but you know, it's important to get those early season victories. So we'll take it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, so how do you feel about your Red Sox so far?
So far, so good. You know, the Red Sox are a bit of a roller coaster team, and I think they're right now more even than they've been over the years. And so, you know, we'll see how they can handle an extremely tough division.
Gotcha. It is a tough division. I'm going to shoot some teams at you. Let me know what your takes on these guys are. All right, I'm going to let you get yourself together. Ready we go? All right, the New York Mets. What do you think? Last year's World Series runner-up.
I've got the Mets going back to the series this year.
Okay.
I think that they have a really strong team. Finally, with their power to match the pitching, they have plus the loss from last year obviously is not going to sit well.
Stings.
You know, so I look for them to beat San Francisco in 7 in the championship of the National League.
Okay, I like that. I like that. St. Louis Cardinals.
St. Louis Cardinals, last year was their year, and the roster was decimated with injuries, and they still put up incredible numbers and made a good run, but I don't think they're going to have quite that kind of magic this year. I got them in a wild card position.
Okay.
But that's based on all the experience they've had. They've got a great manager. They've got a great organization. And I think those factors will put them in a wild card spot.
Okay. Colorado Rockies. That's somebody you're high on this year.
You know, when the Topes became part of the Rockies organization, I embraced the Rockies. I love baseball in that way. To me, you can't have enough teams. Such a long season, so many games. So the Rockies have been my new team.
Gotcha.
And I think they're a very, very spirited squad.
Okay.
They play hard. They have some weaknesses in the pitching. And, you know, some guys, you know, coming up, specifically John Gray, I think will help give them an ace they need. Establish their pitching a little bit. Great bats, great team. I like where they're going. And they're a game away from 500 right now. It's early, but we'll take it out.
They're sticking around.
Yeah.
Almost got their head above water. All right, but the Chicago teams, the Cubs and the White Sox are lighting it up.
Yes, indeed. The Chicago teams are strong. The Cubs aren't going to go away. I have them in a wild card. I still think Pittsburgh will win the division.
All right.
But the White Sox, interesting story. For years, I've had them kind of on the edge. They're there this year, playing well. I just don't know if they've got the whole season in them.
Gotcha.
I think the Royals and maybe even the Indians are built for a longer season.
Cleveland is actually going to rock this year.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see how it goes. Let's move on to some players. We talked about a youth movement in the NFL and the same thing occurring in the major leagues. What do you think about these young guys, Juan Carlos Stanton and Bryce Harper?
I think it's great. I think baseball needs a bit of the youth movement, we'll call it, a breath of fresh air, a little, change of demeanor. But, Bryce Harper specifically is the guy that's embraced that role. And I think he's doing it well. He's a great baseball player. And, time will prove that, maybe the game did need a little bit of energy.
Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. All right. Best division and your World Series champ.
Best division, NFC, NL.
The NFC East. You heard him, guys.
NL East.
The NFC East and the NL East. Hey, football,
I'm
baseball,
around a
it's
Giants
all about
fan
the
all
East
the time.
Coast. Yeah.
I think the NL East is really strong.
Okay.
And World Series, Red Sox over Mets in 7.
All right.
The 30-year reunion played out.
They get to break the Buckner curse.
To break the curse.
All right, we'll see it. You've heard it first here by the Maverick Man here on Out of Bounds. Stay tuned because we got baseball action for you all summer long. Thanks again to Bozy Brothers. We'll be right back on the U Sports Report.